So, if if self-enquiry is way to realization, what is the purpose of meditation? What is the purpose of samadhi? Okay. Is the requirement for samadhi? Is the requirement for meditation? Vedanta is about jnana, clarity. Then why meditation or samadhi is required? Understand? So, we'll go back to Anvaya Vyatireka logic. Presence and absence. Presence is there. This apple is present. Apple is absent. One who knows the presence and absence is called Atma, you, I. In case of apple or objects of the world, I becomes the body. And a false logic is created in the mind. The body is I, self. Because mind doesn't understand the Vyatireka. Absence of body is there in deep sleep. When the mind is also not there. So the recording is not complete. Partial recording is there. Partial recording is used by the mind to project the truth. Mind is speaking Ardha Satya, half truth. In deep sleep, the world is absent. In the waking state, world and body is present. Anvaya Vyatireka logic you have to apply to understand I am beyond the mind, beyond the body, and beyond the world. And this understanding has to happen in the mind. Okay. Now, even if the understanding happens, the question comes, I am Sachidananda Swarupa, I am Brahman. This is the Vedanta teaching. But I am not able to find Ananda. So to find the Ananda, the practice is called meditation or samadhi. What happens in meditation or samadhi? You try to make the mind silent by various practices. Maybe breathing, maybe self-enquiry, maybe japa or mantra, maybe kundalini. The idea is to make the mind silent. When the mind is silent, the ananda or bliss of the self is reflected in the mind. It's called happiness. You feel happy. My mind is silent for some time. Okay. So now, you start thinking that I became happy because of samadhi. No. Samadhi is Vyatireka, absence of restlessness of the mind. Mind is restless in the waking state because you are seeing the world. So now you have to apply the Anvaya Vyatireka logic to understand I am beyond, I am the one who is witness of silence of the mind and noise in the mind. So that is called realization. Without that realization, we will wander on, keep on asking for samadhi. The samadhi state is to make the mind silent, to understand, to bring the Vyatireka into your life. So Vyatireka means absence of the world, absence of the thoughts. So now Anvaya Vyatireka is there in deep sleep also. In the waking state, the world is there, body is there, everything is there. And deep sleep, nothing is there. But the deep sleep mind is not there, recorder is not there. So is absent, off duty. Now the problem, the mind will not be able to record in the deep sleep. With the logic you can understand. So for the mind which is coming in the waking state, on duty is in the waking state mind. You have to tell mind, my dear mind, the world is there, it's called presence. The world is absent, called absence. So the presence and absence state has to be created in the waking state. For that mind can understand in the waking state. Either you apply logic and understand, or you create a condition for mind to understand. The condition for creating the mind to understand is called meditation. Make the mind silent, thoughts are gone. So now mind has to understand, oh, thoughts are gone, but I'm active in the waking state. And thoughts are present when I become more restless. So Anvaya Vyatireka, you understand in the waking state, that's where samadhi and meditation helps you. Either you apply logic and become free, or you create a condition in which mind understands Anvaya Vyatireka in the waking state. That's why it's called Jagrata Sushupti. You create a sleep-like condition in the waking state for the mind to understand. So Jagrata means mind is active. Presence. Mind is active. But Sushupti means sleep. The world is not there. Thoughts are not there. Everything is reduced. Thoughts are reduced. World is, when thoughts are reduced, there is no concept of world also. So absence of the world is experienced in the waking state. That's actually called samadhi. Samadhi is a means by which you experience bliss of the self reflected in the mind. It's called Samadhi Sukha. Out of Satchidananda, Sat Chit Ananda, Sat and Chit, already in waking state. Do you exist? Yes, I exist. I exist as a body is a confusion. I exist. I am conscious. I is consciousness. I am is existence. But I am Ananda is not clear. Ananda, I think only coffee Ananda, tea Ananda, car Ananda, cinema Ananda. So the Ananda is when the world is absent in the waking state. That absence of the world is created, simulated using meditation. But that's not realization. It's called Samadhi. But it has to be done in the waking state because mind has to understand. Mana eva karanam manushanam bandha mokshayo. Ultimately, jnana has to happen in the mind. Somebody goes to a coma, there also world is absent, but mind is not there to record that absence of the world. Are you clear? To record the absence of the world, mind is not there. Somebody gives a coma, then he goes to unconscious where world is absent. But nothing, learning is not happening. Learning has to happen in the waking state. Mind has to be active, but the world has to be absent. That's called Samadhi. Is it very required? Not required. If you are able to apply logic, Anvaya Vyatireka, get out of this whole thing, fine. No, I want to simulate my meditation, do Samadhi, do it. Arrive at the false logic of the mind, using the false logic of the mind, understand logic. Mind alone understands what is false logic and gets destroyed, drops ignorance. If you're able to do that and get it out of it, fine. No, I want to simulate, I want to understand Satchidananda, simulate a condition of Ananda by making the mind silent. Bliss. That's called meditation or Samadhi. Even or both are temporary states. Samadhi is not a permanent state. But it becomes Sahaja Samadhi with Jnana. And the one who is present in Anvaya Vyatireka. Nanu Nanembudu Nanalla, Ideha Manabuddhi Nanalla, Sajidanda Atma Shivanana. This knowledge goes deeper. It becomes Sahaja Samadhi. Jnani doesn't have to close his eyes. Ramana Maharshi, you have never seen closing eyes. Ramana Maharshi never said meditate. Ramana said, inquire who you are. The meditation concept all comes from yoga. It's perfectly okay. Make the mind silent and all. It's okay. But make the mind silent is not realization. It's a simulation of absence, Vyatireka. But if you don't understand Anvaya Vyatireka logic, even a million years of meditation will not give you realization. That's why in there's a Yoga Vashishta, there's a story of Kaka Busundi. So one Rishi is told that there's a crow. It's called Kaka Busundi's name. He has a lot of jnana. Go and ask him. So Kaka Busundi says, Rishi goes to Kaka Busundi. Kaka Busundi says, I have been meditating. I enter into Samadhi. I wake up from Samadhi. Okay. I have seen so many Brahmajis come, so many worlds come. Every time when a world comes, I'll enter into Samadhi and I'll wake up. Then a world is gone. New world has come. So he enters into Samadhi and comes back. Samadhi is a temporary state. For him, the realization that I am beyond this temporary state is not there. Realization is not there. Nirvikalpa Samadhi or Samadhi is like that. It's a temporary state of simulating absence of the world in the conscious state. Absence of the world can be simulated in a conscious state by giving anesthesia. But then it's not realization because mind is not there to understand its problems. Mind can understand its own problems through logic, Anvaya Vyatireka logic, or simulating a silent state of the mind. But that's not sufficient. Unless you apply Anvaya Vyatireka logic, even millions of years of Nirvikalpa Samadhi won't help you. Are we clear? Any questions for people on Zoom?
Yeah, I'm there.
Is the answer clear? Any questions are there?
Yes, Guruji, if you could just throw some more light on how to create a sleep-like situation in waking state.
That's got Jagrat Sushupti.
Please, Guruji, some tips on that. Thank you.
Okay, now I'm going to guide you people through that. Just give me a minute. I'll go to restroom and come.